sun, I feel what you don't say. Scorpio moon, I see through the gray. I'm tuned to your soul, I read the unseen. 8th house mind, 12th house dreams. Tarot in my hands, planets in my sight. I decode the dark, turn shadow to light. Every chart. Hello, welcome. It is me. Let me scooch over. It is me, Danyell, Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Welcome, everyone. How's everyone's week? How was your new moon in Aries doing for you? We had some emotions from what I was experiencing here. Oh my gosh, I realized that my thing is a little low. Sorry if you guys are watching. I moved the camera. If you guys are listening via podcast, welcome. I was moving the camera. Anyway, this week we have Uranus entering Gemini. Venus is entering Gemini. So what does that mean? That means speed. If you know anything about Gemini energy, we still have that sun in Taurus, and we got some Taurus energy. So we're going to go from that grounded Taurus energy, because Uranus leaves Taurus, into Gemini. And so it's going to be very explosive as well, added to the speed, from slow to speed, because we do have that stallion in Aries. So some sudden unexpected shifts that we are not going to see coming, because that's what Uranus represents. Mercury is going to conjunct Mars this week. That is our thought process with our action, and people may be speaking and reacting with some fast decisions as well. Uranus changing the sign is bigger than ever. I talked about this in previous videos. I will link them down below. They're not linked now, but I will link them down below. And by the end of the week, we'll have tension building up. And it's going to make some moves. Maybe some people will be over exaggerating. Okay. If you are here to know about the weekly astrology, you are at the right place. Let me put up the dates. Where are my dates? Oh, where did I put them? Why don't I see them? Oh my gosh, did I not save it? Oh, here it is. There we go. Hello. Oh my gosh, I am like in the way. Okay, so this is what we have. April 20th, Mercury is going to be in the sign Aries, is going to conjunct Mars. On the 23rd, we have Venus is going to conjunct Uranus. Venus and Uranus will be sitting close to each other starting now, and on to when Venus and Uranus change the signs. We'll talk about that. Venus will enter Gemini, and then later on, the next day, Uranus will enter Gemini, okay? So on the 25th, the sun is going to square Pluto. And on the 26th, Mercury will square Jupiter. On the 25th, Uranus will enter Gemini. So those are the dates that we have this week. I'm going to break it down for all of us to understand. First, we're going to talk about April 20th. And that is Mercury and Mars. They're going to be in a relationship with each other. Hold up, wait a minute. And where is my Mercury and Mars? Exactly at 8 degrees. 8 degrees is a Scorpio degree. Ooh, okay. Scorpio's a little, some water and spice. Okay. The ruler of Scorpio is Mars and Pluto, and it likes to be deep. There could be something dealing with a transition, or maybe some psychological stuff happening, but major transformation. Also, surgery is 8 degrees too. But like a transformation of a surgery of some sort. But Mercury is our thoughts and our words, and Mars is weapons. And so now you have decisions that are going to be immediate, because Mars is also very fast. And actions and words are not actions. Weapons and words, like the words are the weapon. So be aware of that. Try to be nice. Aries deals with the body. So there could be some clarity in action towards understanding the physical body or the physical head as well. But people say what they mean instantly. Communication becomes direct, aggressive, and passionate. And people don't have any patience with this placement. Very sharp, very passionate mind, mental energy, determination, a talent for clear and decisive communication, sharp opinions, a lot of arguments, a lot of heated words, a lot of sarcasm, a lot of insults, a lot of hectic mental stress. So today, people, did I yell? Let's try to be nice, okay? Let's try to work on patience, because there needs to be some balance here. But this is very quick thinking and very sharp responses. A lot of people speaking without any filters, they're going to feel very impulsive. They're going to say what's on their mind, like their gut, their instinct. A lot of bold opinions, a lot of hot takes, a lot of debates. Mercury is the planet that likes to debate. So you do that. Flip floppers, too. There could be some aggressive flip floppers and there's action towards it, but it's mental burnout, overstimulation from, and that could be causing a burnout. Again, Mars is anger, it's action, it's conflict, it's courage. And now you have that Mercury there. So the mind and communication, emails, technology, social media could be aggressive or it could have a lot of action towards it. Or you're dealing with athletes or competition because Aries likes to be first. Yeah, a lot of courage too. Like you're deciding to say and moving forward with some courage happening. Now that's what you have personally. On the bigger scale, with mundane astrology for the collective, there could be some breaking news, some shocking events, or well, not events, statements, maybe some arguments politically. Maybe you are talking about war, so communication with war as well. Social media, maybe people are fighting socially on social media. Yeah, but people really not thinking and putting it online. So be aware of that. Fast decisions made by leaders because Aries is very leader like and it's very reckless. Let's see what Trump, let me see what Trump's got to do. That's Melania. Let me see what Trump has to do. This is, yeah, I forget. This is in the ninth house. He could be tweeting some more crazy stuff today, you guys. Let's see. Oh, I didn't see if it was hitting a personal planet, but just, we'll see. I keep saying I'm going to do a video on him and JD Vance because I've been looking at them with the eclipse coming up in August. We got some big things happening with them. But anyway, with this energy today, and we've already been feeling this, so people could be a little bit more aggressive. But speaking too fast and regretting it later, arguments turning explosive, miscommunication leading to conflict, impulsive decisions. Everyone slow down with driving because Mercury does represent driving. So you could be rushing, reacting too fast. So be aware of that. But on the positive side, this is being very confident with your speech. Taking action on some ideas immediately, standing up for yourself. This is courage. This is leadership through bold communication, starting something new, especially if you're an entrepreneur or if the business is about you, or maybe you need to take this selfish energy and focus on yourself in a positive way. Yeah, but major information, positivity for someone who is an entrepreneur and trying to create something for themselves today. Okay. Think fast, but pause before reacting. Channel your energy into productive action. Okay. Also, speak out of truth and love and compassion, not out of anger, and move your body. Mars energy likes to move, okay? Not much dancing, more like boxing kind of energy or like getting that aggression out. Yeah. So you have that. Now, on the 23rd of April, and that is going to be Thursday, Venus is sitting close to Uranus. Now, this is when I said everyone mark their calendars, okay? Because we have a strong degree here, which is 29 degrees. Uranus is already acting up. This is definitely going to affect a lot of people's coin and money. You guys, my hair is so long, I keep sitting on it. Why did my teenager ask me the other day? Because young people, they don't care about money. Speaking of money, she's like, when are you taking your braids down? I'm like, I said for hours. Okay. I am keeping these braids until I decide they come out. Anyway, yeah, but Venus is in Taurus and Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus is about the finances. Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And now the ruler of Taurus is sitting next to Uranus. 29 degrees is a big deal. The ruler of the sign sitting next to a planet is a big deal. Okay. So those two things are huge. And then they're both about to enter Gemini. So there is going to be this week a strong sense of urgency to close something out when it comes to what we value, when it comes to our money. Now, because Venus is sitting there, Venus is also the ruler of Libra. So there's going to be a strong sense of something being closed out, and I'll say unexpected events or freedom or something when it comes to friendships. Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury. So again, communication across the board, social media across the board is going to be affected. Unexpected shifts in love, money, and value. Libra represents your partnership versus you. So you have that added with all this extra selfishness here, but you got this strong partnership there too. This energy, this is not soft Taurus energy because now it's getting shaken up. And Uranus likes things to change. It's a shock. It brings freedom. It brings power to the people. Likes to rebel. Likes to be unpredictable. It definitely deals with the air. Okay, science as well. Venus again, love, money, beauty, aesthetics, relationships, sudden financial changes, unexpected attractions of relationship. Those people who are like, who, what are those? Not monogamous, polygamy kind of energy, or really trying something out of love that's different. So, or people will be breaking up for sure with this transit, breaking out of routine, redefining what you actually value, because that's what that Taurus represents. Very liberation energy. Money wise, um, money, there could be a strong energy of surprise when it comes to that bank, when it comes to the stocks, when it comes to things that you value. Good surprises, bad surprises, just know it's a surprise, okay? Maybe a surprise expense, maybe a surprise income, new opportunity you didn't expect, a desire to spend something differently. Maybe it's based on freedom. Maybe it's based on something tangible because Taurus is very tangible. But I would say with this energy on the 23rd, everyone needs to be flexible. Do not panic. Don't panic spend. Don't panic save. Be open to new ways of saving money. Taurus is a very traditional sign. Uranus wants to break that tradition and change the tradition. Okay. Venus, again, it rules the finances too. So, a huge thing with finances. But another thing is relationships. So, unexpected connections. And maybe you're attracted to someone who you're like, I've never been attracted to this person. We are talking about the end here. So, it's like finally you're admitting that you're attracted to this person. But again, maybe someone needs more freedom. Yeah, if this is someone who is Scorpio rising, I could see your partner saying, I'm ready to leave with this, or I want to do something differently. That could be possible. If you are a Pisces, not a Pisces rising, if you have, I'm trying to think, if you have Taurus in your second house, so your Aries rising, it wasn't even calculation. But if you're Aries rising, there could be some major shifts with your finances for sure. Okay. Let me see what else. People acting out of character, needing more space for freedom. Um, I would just allow people or allow the situation just unfold. Let it be what it is. If they're wanting their freedom, if the bank says you have to pay this, you sure you do your research, but you can't control things you can't control. Okay. Don't try to control outcomes, is what I'm saying. Okay. Pay attention what feels different, but that's exciting. This is not stable energy. This is very unpredictable. Uranus likes to unpredict and it likes to shake things up, and it's very awakening energy. You may be changing something you value because Taurus likes what it values, something you held on to that is no longer aligned, or old tradition, and it's changing. Your standards are rising. You want more freedom. Maybe you want to be more authentic. Uranus likes to be more authentic too. Yeah, very releasing outdated systems. That is Uranus and Taurus. Upgrading your environment, your habits, your standards. Trust what feels aligned more than ever. Again, globally, this is definitely dealing with money systems and banks and currencies and material wealth. Major disruptions or sudden shifts in there. So let's see what the market does and how the market swings. Very unpredictable money things. Now, Taurus also can rule agriculture. That was a hard word for me to say. Food supply, it is an earth sign, and the land, natural resources. So that could be changing. Disruptions in sudden food supplies or chains, sudden prices in what you value, anything that you value. So if I was someone who's a singer and I value honey, all of a sudden my honey is expensive, something like that. But yeah, food shortages, that could be a thing. Now, luxury items too. That could be, you could be like at Gucci and you're like, why did the price go up? Or surprise, the price went down. Maybe that's happening too. Okay. That could be happening. Let me see if anything else. Yeah, that's what we have. Venus is what you naturally attract. So there could be some weird people who are naturally attracted to you, especially all my Taurus with the late signs placements in this. Now, this was interesting, right? Venus then enters Gemini, and it will enter Gemini first. And again, Venus is the planet of love, relationships, what you naturally attract, beauty, aesthetics, pleasure, your enjoyment. Enjoying all of the five senses, what you value, money, finances, any type of material desire. It is in charge of the parties, and so before when it's conjunct Uranus and it is at 29 degrees, there you could be attending a weird party too. Very weird. But it's like a traditional party. So like a religious party that's quite weird kind of thing, or a surprise at this party kind of thing. But Venus also represents art and creativity and your harmony and peace. Also globally, it represents law and justice, right? Because Venus likes to be fair. Now, when it's in the sign Gemini, Gemini is all about our communication, how we think, our curiosity, information, news. It likes dual sides, and hence the flip flopping energy. Yeah, but very social, a lot of social interactions and networking and social media. Deals with our short travels and some movement. So, like any type of driving or quick trips. Also, dealing with our siblings and people who live close to us or our close circles. Gemini also is in charge of your community and early education. It likes to multitask. It likes to have all the options. Very storytelling kind of energy. Now, when Venus enters Gemini, we always have this energy of having communication, and now there's love through communication. This is a great time to talk to that man who doesn't like to talk. It's like, you know what? We're going to go on a date and we're just going to have conversation. We're not even going to eat. We're just going to talk. This is a great time to do that. If you have a female friend and you want to communicate, once April 24th day, book the date, okay? Flirty and playful energy. Gemini doesn't like to be very serious. It likes to do the surface level, so the conversation may be surface, but is really attracted to intelligence, easily bored in love. It likes variety and multiple interests in relationships. So it can talk to different people, or you can attend a party, a social event, and it's not the same crowd. It's a variety. Variety is a word of Gemini, okay? Very social butterfly energy, expressive in love, curious about people, flexible in values, youthful love energy, because Gemini is a youthful sign. I have a Venus in Gemini and I have a Mars in Gemini. So I know Venus and Gemini very well. Dressing in different colors, okay? Ooh, I have a video on Venus and Gemini. Check that out because it now make you understand the Gemini energy. But what I was going to say is that I thrive when Gemini season comes, okay? And we're slowly getting into Gemini season. That means I'm gonna be out in these streets, okay? Having a grand old time at the book clubs, at the book fair. That's what that is. That Venus and Gemini, definitely a book fair kind of energy. Now, globally, Venus in Gemini is very the social media, the apps, the dating apps, texting culture, online flirting. That's that Venus in Gemini. A lot of social media events are just themes. The news, the scandals, the lies, the podcasters, you being attracted to listening to a podcast or like an audiobook. Gemini is very into marketing and advertising, but the message is more like in beauty and aesthetics, influence, culture, partnerships, a lot of collaborations and working with friends. That could be more Aquarius, but just the trade and commerce of it and being attracted to that. Communication based income. Again, you're making money off of podcasting or journalism or being a writer. Public conversations about values, youth culture influences trends. And again, Gemini is about the youth. So in Venus, globally, we could be dealing with that. Now, far as like I always want to talk about Israel and USA, as someone would say, America, caca. Okay. Speaking of those countries, and I'm in USA, we can have Venus and Gemini, Uranus and Gemini for USA is a big one. A lot of attraction is going to be coming and unexpected support Venus is a positive, benefic planet. So it's positive, but just a lot of attraction and support with that. And it could be very unexpected because we have a Uranus and Gemini in USA. Let me see. Or even like a partnership. So it's more Israel with USA. Let me look and see. Where's Venus? Did I switch it? Okay. So yeah, Uranus, wait. That's better. I'm like, Gemini should be over here. Oh, yeah. So, it's going to be really about Israel. Okay. This is all about partnerships. It could represent open enemies. So, like Iran, whoever is USA's open enemy. But there's some heavy communication here. Uranus is going to come there because remember, I told you they're sitting close together. So, Uranus is going to come there and spark some energy, some unexpected things for our partnership are our open enemies. So let's see how that happens. I should do that video tomorrow to talk about some predictions with that. But while Venus is in the sign Gemini, again, communication, conversations, decisions, multitasking kind of energy. On the 26th, Venus will, let me tell you all the stuff that Venus will be doing while it's in Gemini. Venus is going to have a close relationship with Uranus. This is huge. Just like it's huge when it's over here, it's huge when Uranus comes into Gemini. At the same time, it's going to sextile this Aries energy here. So that, Aries represents war. Some unexpected, exciting, intuitive energy, sudden attraction to unexpected conversations, surprising news in relationship. Maybe you're creative, but it's fast. It's fast. It's fast. Neptune is very intuitive. Things are very faded, and this energy could be. It's a very fast relationship energy. Okay. I want to be with you and let's really discuss it. I feel it. There's something inside of me that feels this kind of energy. But be careful. What I want to say is that this energy is falling in love fast too with a younger person. Okay. Or to someone who's a clear communicator. That happens individually. On a bigger scale, this energy, which is on the 26th Sunday. Will we talk about this week? Do I have it on here? I think I have it. Okay, this energy, yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute because I don't want to keep repeating myself and I just read my notes. Okay. Also on the 28th, um, Venus, Venus and Uranus, once it hits Gemini, it's going to have a beautiful trine with Pluto. This is major. This is a major transformation. This is a major power shift. Things can go deeper, powerful conversations, magnetic attraction. This is a female doing some great research, okay, on the mystery, on the things that are very taboo. Magnetic attraction, truth in relationship comes out. Very real conversations, able to negotiate. Like this is someone who can tap into that feminine power. There's power with this Pluto. Both of these signs are air signs, so there's heavy communication, and it literally means air. So, like finding love in the air or being obsessed with someone in the air, but it's positive because it's trying. This is more quiet but communicative energy because Pluto likes to be a little quiet. It likes to be behind the scenes kind of energy. Anyway, but great positive energy for both when it comes to Pluto, when it comes to power, freedom of speech. Maybe there is going to be a shaking of something when it comes to social media. Like, I want to say Jeffrey Epstein. I want to say it. Don't flag me. And maybe that will be possible with this placement. We'll see. April 20th. But just know when both of these planets enter Gemini, they're going to trine Pluto. And when you get that, there is going to be a strong sense of positive energy for communication and socializing and networking and big groups and friendships. Okay. Now, April 30th, we have a turning point. We do have this energy also having a T square with the North nodes, both Venus and Uranus, because they're both sitting close to each other. But really, Venus, there's some karmic energy here. The North Node is about your future. The South Node is about letting go. And now they don't get along. And the zenith, the climax of it, is the imbalance or the friendship or the female. And you're pulled between two decisions, between confusion and logic, between your future energy and your past. But this is an energy that's more that has to be communicated. And it's like there's no communication. Maybe release the being perfect and go off of your intuition and let it go and let God kind of energy. Something may be needing to let go and need to be chosen because this here could be a flip-flopper and doesn't want to choose. That could be a possibility. But just know it's something about your fate and something about releasing the past or releasing something that you should release, not the past, but something you should be releasing. Okay, May 1st is going to be more of a reality check because Venus is going to sextile Saturn. Even though it will already be doing that, but just directly, sextile is energy that's in the sky, but we may not feel it, but it's out there. So it's like, God made 75-degree weather. Are you going to go outside and have some fun? That's up to you. Okay. But just know that commitments and structure in relationships and serious conversations about money, about stability is there. If you set some boundaries, if you think long term, if you want to go to the details, it's out there. So, and that's positive. Okay. Now, on May 17th, everyone's calling me now because we have that Mercury and Mars. Everyone's calling me. On May 17th, we have Venus, because I'm talking about Venus being in Gemini. Venus starts to sextile Chiron. This is a great day if you want to deal with some healing or have some healing conversations with a female friend or at a party, or if you want to be emotionally vulnerable. Yeah, the victim stops being a victim maybe and decides to heal itself. Okay. And then on the 18th of May, before that, it deals with the moon. So there's emotions when it comes to this energy. At the same time, when it comes to healing, also some aggression. That sextile, that Mars conjunct that moon, it could be a lot of action, could be a lot of attraction, and could be very sensitive and emotional at the same time. So do know that, and then it will enter Cancer, and see the moon is the ruler of Cancer. So then it will shift from communication to sensitivity. Gemini is very fast and very light, and wants to be on the surface when it comes to socializing and partying. And Cancer wants to be at home. It wants to be emotional. It wants to be nurturing. It wants to be a little deeper. So you have all that happening. Anyway, but back to what we have this week. Just know those are the aspects of while Venus is in Gemini. Overall, Venus will be dealing with Uranus. So a lot of weirdness when it comes to female friendships and relationships and the finances. Okay. It's like we did not expect that. And then it will be sextile, all that Aries energy, which is positive if you want to start something new and be brave. But there is a T square happening from your future and your past, or your destiny, and releasing the past and you making a decision from that. Okay. Now, April 25th of this week, we're going back to current times. We have the sun that is going to square Pluto. Dun, 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 dun. When Trump was elected, the sun was conjunct Pluto when he was elected. When it was inauguration? So there could be something happening with Trump, because now you have the sun squaring Pluto. So the story continues. So this is when he was sworn in. Now there is tension here. So you do have that part, but overall, this is about power, pressure, and forced transformation, control versus freedom, stability versus disruption, values over power, ruthless energy. Someone is urging to be the dominant power. A lot of people controlling others. You have that energy. What do you have? Flaunting of one's sexuality or sexual energy. Very shadow. Pluto is the shadow side of things. So the shadow side of the internet, and there's control here with finances. Ooh, it's like someone's blackmailing someone. Obsessive self-expression, and also to a lot of celebrating of the self, but it's like you're obsessed with yourself and no one else is. Okay. The sun represents your identity. It represents leadership. It represents visibility. Anything the sun touches, it highlights. So the sun is going to highlight something that's very likes to be behind closed doors, very taboo as well. Taurus is the ruler of money, stability, and what we value. We discussed that earlier. And Pluto is the planet of power, control, transformation. And it is in the sign Aquarius. And Aquarius is about the collective. It's about systems. It's about people, friendship, networking, science, the future, AI. So what you want to keep stable, that Taurus energy, versus what is forced to change. Pressure to change something and you're not attached to it. A lot of power struggles when it comes to money and relationships and control. Intensity around decisions. Something is being pushed to evolve. Realizing something isn't stable anymore. Being forced to release control. Confronting truth around money, what you value, and security. Huge pressure here with finances. So let's see how that plays out. Maybe it's a wake up call or something, but Pluto is somewhat of a disruptor too, and because it likes to change things that we like to keep the same, especially in a sign Aquarius. Tensions between government, that could be a leader of some sort, and the people, that represents Aquarius. Economic pressure are major financial conversations. Shift in power within systems like the bank, technology, the future, the AI, leadership. So let's see if like a leader who's more traditional of some sort has problem with the new future of the way AI is working or something. That could be happening. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about Uranus entering Gemini. Okay. Who's excited about that? Well, that's happening this week. Okay. That is going to happen exactly April 26th. And Uranus is going to be sitting next to Venus. Venus represents a partnership. So, if we were talking about, let's just say we're talking about Trump, okay? You're talking about now the partnership is talking. JD Vance is talking, or maybe your Israel is talking, and there's some shocking events with that. That could be happening. Yeah, this could also be like a clashing of a partnership with Israel with Trump. Let's see. I haven't followed what's going on with Trump right now, so but if you're talking about Uranus itself, Uranus is in charge of things that suddenly change. It's unexpected events. It's very fast energy. It's disruptions. It likes to break the system. It likes to shake stability. Why do I keep getting a call? Hold on. What's up? Why are they? Hold up. Why do I keep getting calls? Let me make sure it's not an emergency. No, it doesn't seem like it. Uranus represents freedom and rebellion. It's an awakening. It's a breakthrough. Again, shock, surprise. Uranus is an individual. It's funny because it likes the group, but then it doesn't like the group because it likes to be thinking of its own. Very electricity kind of energy, shocking electricity. Go hand in hand. Very non-traditional, about the future, about space, about astrology as well. Intellectual, very intellectual energy. Again, social media. Gemini. Oh, also too, I believe that when Uranus is in a certain sign, so when it was in Taurus, we had people making sourdough bread. Now it's in Gemini. So I think before, now it's back in Gemini. So I think more podcast people, more twins online. Maybe a powerful social media twin will be popular. Pranksters, Gemini represent any kind of news, any kind of thinking. Is the ruler of curiosity. So asking the questions will be. Yeah. So, and being adaptable, multitasking, a lot of shocking news. There's going to be a lot of podcasters who will be even more famous than ever. A lot of disruption in media. We're going to be seeing some sudden shifts in social media, TikTok, Facebook, the social media platforms. Maybe a new platform, actually. Technology changes in communication, maybe a digital voice or the cell phones. That would be because Uranus advanced things too. Fast moving ideas and trends, things going viral even faster than ever. Fast fashion, unexpected conversations, new ways of thinking, rebellion through the voice, through speaking out, a lot of protest through any form of social media, a lot of protesting through words and podcasters, changes in education. The school system will change with Uranus in this sign. The early school system, not the higher. So the elementaries most likely will see a big difference in that. Instability and information, a lot of debates, a lot of debates. I feel like we already have that, but it's going to be worse. And mental overstimulation. I think people will have too much information, a lot of fast thinking. This is definitely joining that book club online. I see people joining clubs where they write you letters. This is very Uranus and Gemini. That could be getting even bigger. Yeah, but anything that deals with any form of communication. So that's writing, note taking, All that's going to change. Note taking will change. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, and anything dealing with siblings and twins. So I don't know a famous twin. Do you guys know a famous twin? I don't know a famous twin, but that's going to be shaking. Disruption of information, media, and communications. Um, this is majorly going to impact our media and the way we consume media. So that's going to change. Any platform that deals with communication, again, like I said, cell phones, emails, public conversations, communities. You know how they talk about those 5-minute cities? That would definitely develop while Uranus is in Taurus. Major things to watch out for: a lot of sudden headlines, a lot of disruption in social media, AI technology. With that Pluto, with this trining Pluto, whew, it's going to be more different and more advanced, more fast than ever. Even that driving, the way people drive, being more advanced will be happening. People speaking out, but like in a collective way, not as more of an individual, because this is like friends and groups. Gemini is the voice, Uranus is rebellion. Pluto trining Aquarius is all about the group and a friendship too. Yeah, so just be ready for overload of communication. Whew. And I've done videos on this, but I do want you to know, because we have Venus sitting close there, a lot of huge themes of a partnership with all this. Let me see what else we have. Bluno. Pluto trining Uranus. You guys, I ate and now I have no energy. Whenever I eat before doing this, I kind of like energy, and it's later. I eat late for my first meal, but it's too late. Sometimes I eat too late. Anyway, but Pluto again is like the power and control. You know, this makes me think, if there is a social media platform that's very controlling, it will get worse, because they would like to have their control. So that could be happening. I just lost my placements and notes. Hold on. Uranus entering Gemini. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Let me see. While Uranus is in Gemini, there was something that I looked at. While Uranus is in Gemini, hold up. Wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, this is what Uranus is also going to be T squaring the north node and the south node. And this is communication and being perfect. And it makes me think that anyone who is going to be super perfect and very detailed online, it's not going to come across very well. Also, too, even like the intuitive people, that's me. In my tarot, there could be some issues there while Uranus is in Gemini, some disruptions of both. So let's see how that plays out. But the North Node of moving forward, Uranus in Gemini, could be having some clashes forward. So people who really want to be intuitive and tap into the spiritual side, and have compassion and work with each other and not have borders, that love, that oneness energy, Uranus and Gemini doesn't get along with that. It actually has a T square here. So there's going to be some issues with this Uranus and Gemini, with the advancement of people speaking. They're going to lack the compassion here. And maybe they're going to be too perfect, or the details are going to be too detailed. So we'll see how that plays out. I'll talk about that a little bit later as we get closer, even though Uranus is going to enter Gemini. Just know that's what we're going to get. It's like podcasters not using, or news outlets, they're not using their intuition. They're not caring about charity. They're not caring about compassion of others. And at the same time, they're just moving fast and talking. It's like they just want to get the news out without being detailed, or without the compassion. So April 26th, this is what we have last. Mercury is going to be 18 degrees in Aries. It's going to square Jupiter, our great benefic, in Cancer. 18 degrees, 16, 17, 18. Ooh, is dealing with that Virgo day-to-day life kind of energy. And Mercury is the ruler of that energy. So very aggressive, very fast, very impulsive, very bold. And now it's overly bold. Okay. Now it's overly emotional. It's overly protective. It's exaggerating some feelings. Talking too much, talking too fast, emotionally overreacting, a lot of misinformation through exaggeration, a lot of drama kind of got that, even though Leo's not involved, but you get a little drama when you're overdoing it, okay? Worried about the big ideas and not the small ideas. Mercury likes the small ideas. Jupiter likes the big ideas. It can't see eye to eye. So there could be some issues with that. Also, too, this is the writer and this is the publisher, and they don't work really well. This is a person who cares about the community. This is a person who cares about the world. It's not working. Mercury moves fast, so this energy will move fast. But I would definitely not overpromise things, especially when it comes to your family or your homes. This could be some arguments at home or with your mom, or maybe oversharing some personal information, making emotional decisions you can't take back. Also, too, overcommitting. I would definitely this day not try to be sensitive with the harsh words here, especially when it comes to coworkers or when it comes to feeling like you're a servant. Okay. Yeah. So that is what we have for the week. Let me pull some tarot for the week. We got, I got Oracle. Let's pull Oracle for the week. Let's see what we have. First, we'll do the collective and then we'll do you. So, what do we have? Oh, cards have fell out. Okay, so this is what we have going on with everyone this week with Uranus and Venus entering Gemini and a lot of fast energy. This week is going to be very fast. Aries is fast, Uranus is fast, Gemini is fast. Okay, so with that, we have updates and new systems. Ooh, didn't I say that? We're going to get some upgrades with technology this week alone, globally, with everyone. Unconscious games. Okay, unconscious games makes me think, yeah, you're playing a game. Okay. What? And you don't know that you're not aware that you're playing games. So are people being serious or are they just playing around? Very youthful energy. It's like lacking emotional intelligence here. Also, to claim your energy this week, we're going to have that big with the collective saying, I want to set some boundaries here because things are moving too fast, even though Saturn is not there. But I see that as claiming your energy. Ooh, and it's number 2. So with God, like being close to God, being authentic. A lot of people will be real this week. And lastly, telling it like it is. Well, we know that's going to happen with that Mars and Mercury. People are going to tell it like it is. Now, let me see. Just watch it though. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen to you personally. You personally this week. We have a lot of big changes. Ooh, get ready. It looks lovely though. She looks pretty. She's embracing it. Big changes for growth, big changes of the self. Okay. Let me go back up here and see what we have. Big changes when it comes to relationships, big changes when it comes to the finances. Yeah, a lot of squaring, but the conjunctions there could be making some big changes. Murky waters, a lot of people dealing with some emotions, some foggy emotions, not clear emotionally of what's going on, not clear intuitively what to do. Ooh, your tribe. Your tribe, your vibe, hanging out with some friends who you relate to. You guys have things in common. Just hanging out with loved ones that you care about, and there's the same vibe here, same energy. It's like all of you guys believe in the same conspiracies. Okay. Best case scenario, a lot of optimism. Try not to be overly optimistic. But yeah, happiness for you. I think this week seems very positive, especially when it comes to your friendships. Maybe some issues there emotionally. Remember to think before you say. Yeah, but big changes happening for you this week. Very positive, especially with your friends. But again, you could be sad. There could be some murky waters. Let me see. What can we do with the murky waters? Use your intuition. Listen to the messages coming your way. There could be a young person who's a water sign, and maybe he knows some more knowledge than you do. Maybe you should be open to listening to that person, especially if they're a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. All right. Yeah, that's what we have this week. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Thank you guys for listening. Not just video episode. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.